Hi, I have another video. God, it's been on my mind for a few days now. Hopefully I remember everything I wanted to say. So today's video is kind of just my point of view stuff, but really, like, you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve other idols. Like, I know people like to follow celebrities and, watch their lives, their content. I like celebrities. I have some that I like. I don't really follow them like that. I feel like that's giving too much energy to another person, It's almost like idolizing them. Uh, if you're putting more energy into them than God, then you kind of are idolizing them. It's kind of a sin if you're doing that. Anything you can idolize, politics, celebrities, people you're dating, your husband, your wife. Some people idolize their kids. I don't know, whatever you're putting all your energy into before God, just know you could be creating a sin and it could be taken from you. Or, you could be directed into another direction. But, I'm not saying you can't do any of those things, you just got to do it in moderation. Put God first, I know some people will say you can't drink, you can't, do da 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 da. I think you can in moderation. I mean, I'm not saying you go have a drink, if you have a drink once a month, that's not, as long as you know your limit. You're not, the devil's out here looking for you when you're not in your right mind, so stay aware of that. If you're like a social drinker once a month, and you know how to like maintain your limit and not like do things that cause you to sin, then okay, you could in moderation, but I wouldn't go out of, I wouldn't go to the nightclub and have like a bunch of drinks and, be tempted out here by, the opposite sex, that's not, or whatever, it's not cool. It's knowing where to be and where to go without getting, falling into temptation. If you feel like uncomfortable somewhere, like you could fall into temptation, you should leave. Yeah. Yeah, or don't go, like, wow, this place is gonna tempt me to do something bad. Maybe I shouldn't go there. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, a lot of Christians get attacked out here, and I'm going to say, not all of them know everything. We're not God. We're not Jesus. You know what I mean? If you have a question about something, take it to God yourself, and just don't fight with them and criticize them. Like, are you God? Are you Jesus? Do you know everything? Like, if I were you, I would pray on it. If it's really eating at you, you don't like it, like God says, you go to your brother or, your family member first and discuss it with them before you, go and take it to the world. So, like, I would message that person and say, hey, I wouldn't, like, be, like, scolding them. I would be like, I have a question about this thing you're preaching. Like, I don't understand. Like, you could give them your point of view. Like, you could give me your point of view. My channel says teach me, so if I say something and you don't agree with it, send it my way. I'll look at it. I have to think about it for a while. I might even have to pray on it. You know what I mean? That's what everybody should do. Because, we're not all-knowing beings. Nobody on earth is. Jesus was, God is, and the rest of us are not, I mean, we're not there. Even if we're even striving, even if we were close, we're still not there, yeah, you should take it up with them first before you like bash them out in public. I feel like people who are doing that are kind of like getting evil spirits are going in them, having them attack these other people. People don't understand about evil spirits, and this is what I believe. This is my belief. I believe that the Nephilim, when God removed them from the earth from Noah's time, where did they go? I believe these are the evil spirits that are, that are going into people and making them do evil things for their father, the devil. They were created from the fallen angels, you know what I mean? That's their thing, That's they couldn't go to heaven. God didn't make Nephilim, Um yeah, they were destroyed in the flood. Where did their spirit go? I believe their spirit are the evil spirits that are attacking people right now. They're going in people and doing the devil's work. So if you're not staying, high vibrational by praying, and reading your Bible and doing God's work, then you're allowing yourself to be taken or used by these spirits. I'm not saying that they can dwell in you and live in you forever. I mean, if your vibration is low, then yeah, they probably could. But some people, we fall into temptations and our vibration gets low, and the entities come in and use us, for their purpose. And sometimes they just stay there and bring more people, bring more spirits, several. Yeah, and you don't even know which ones are coming in. And all your bad habits are a bad spirit. That's why I always tell you to pray against all of them, because you're just leaving a door open for any one of those bad entities to come in and start making you do things that you don't want to do, or that you're trying to not do, because you're sinning. It's going against God. So, yeah. And, when people are out here fighting with you, these are evil spirits and people. And if you even say a word back, or you're matching their energy, you're bringing your energy low to their energy, and you're allowing them an open door to come attack you. And they don't come. That entity you're fighting isn't just going to fight you alone. They're going to bring several other people that are around to come fight you. So you're going to be fighting a group of people, and the reason being is because, you brought your energy low and you open the door and allow them to attack you, They attack you in several ways. They'll be fighting with you physically, mentally, and then they'll be their helpers. They're videotaping it so they can humiliate you later. You never win, when you get in a altercation with them. You never win. Even if you think you won, it's in your mind, dwelling in there, the situation. Best thing to do is ignore them, walk away. Once you even just say a word, you're opening up a door for them to attack you. They want to set you up. They want to set you up for failure. They want to set you up to put you online on a video. They want to set you up to go to jail. They want to set you up to look bad. They want to set you up. So you know what? Don't do it. Don't give them your energy. Don't give them access to set you up. Don't do it. I'm just letting you know they're out here. And you know how many people do not follow God? You know how many people can be used out here in the world? A lot. A lot. And they are being used, and they are against God's people, and they know who you are. You're not in their circle. You're not in their meetings. You're not in their places they dwell. So they know who you are. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully you understood some of this. If not, you could leave me a message. My channel says teach me. You got something you want to teach me? I'd love to hear it, I'm not going to judge it because I don't know. I'll ask God about it if I don't understand. Also, I was going to say, I heard something recently, and I'm not only bringing it up not because I know about it, but it just kind of left a thought in my mind. And I just want to leave it in yours too, so you can understand what. So in my mind, I always believed that the new earth was going to be here on earth, and the new heaven would be here. But somebody said online that it's another whole place, not here, another new earth somewhere else, and another new heaven somewhere else, which got in my mind. And I'm like, wow, I got to ask God about this. I did ask him. I haven't heard back. If you've heard anything about this, you could share that with me. I'd love to know. Okay. Well, God bless you, and have a good day. Make sure you pray and read your Bible. All right. Say pray for me. Bye.